All right, guys, this is pretty awesome. This is the first time I've ever seen Lamasu in a stage 10 Fahrenheit hard team. Basically, I was doing an account review for someone. They said they were stuck on stage 6 of Fahrenheit hard. I checked the optimizer. The only two teams that were showing up were a 6-minute team, almost 7 minutes, and an 11-minute team, which is way too long. But I saw Lamasu as well as a few other champions, and I was like, you know what? I think this could actually work if we could make her A3 ability go where we want it to. Now, this Lamasu build may be different than yours. It's no problem. It's a very flexible build, but her A1 ability is very good. It makes the Fire Knight not hit as hard so you can survive through his hits a little bit better. The A2 is bringing just one of the best debuffs, if not the best debuff for Fire Knight outside of Freeze, of course, which is not actually placed in just decreasing the turn meter, but amazing debuff. And then her A3. This is where things get interesting. So if we can predict where this is going, or at least force it on a champion who's going to be beneficial to us, this is going to be amazing. It's basically functioning like Kaimar. So this removes all debuffs from a single ally, places 2 intercept stacks on them, fills the turn meter by 50%, and resets the cooldown of all of their skills. So this is the team we're using her in. This team may not have champions that you have. It probably has champions you don't have, matter of fact, but stay tuned because I want to talk about some substitutions. I want to talk about the roles of these champions and hopefully help you understand what you could do to make a team like this work for you. Because if you're going for Marius, you're going to have to clear stage 10 of Fire Knight hard anyways. And if you have Lamasu, or if you're close to getting her, this may be something you can work towards. So up first, we're going to have Lamasu and Alaz taking their turn. Now, Alaz, this role could be filled by Valkyrie or Martyr. Both of those bring their own benefits. Both of those champions are going to bring you some sort of survivability. So one of them brings increased defense that you could throw a blessing, faultless defense on them. That will reduce some of the stacks of the Fire Knight stuff. Valkyrie is going to bring the big shield, so you don't really need bolster there. With Martyr, you probably will need bolster. With Alaz, you also don't need bolster because there is a block damage. So you're taking no damage anyways. So Alaz could be most of the current counterattack champions. Lamasu, obviously, you're not going to replace her. Teox, he may be able to be a different ally attack champion. If you have a champion like Cardiel, like Padrick, that could be great. Right there, Lamasu resets Longbeard. I'll talk about the targeting in just a moment, but Teox could possibly be a different ally attack champion, though you may get into territory of having a hard time clearing the waves. If you had a champion who brought in other champions from one of their skills, that could work out potentially decent as well. Teox is going to be very impactful here. So if you have him, it's just going to be the easiest thing to go with because as you can see, he is bringing Newt in consistently. If you had 2 Newts, that could be another Newt, I'm sure. Just using his A1 ability every time he takes a turn could be fantastic. But as we continue through this boss, it's going to end about 2 minutes and 15 seconds probably. My fastest time so far was 2 minutes and 8 seconds. But the key thing here is how do we control where Lamasu's A3 goes? Well, unfortunately, there's no 100% consistent way to do it unless you're just gearing way outside of what I can do. But assuming you're not going crazy with the gear or anything and putting feral sets and stone skin sets and adjusting it like that, what you can do, you could do that, or you could just put the team order in a way that no matter who she resets, it's going to work out pretty well for you. So what we have here is a team order that a lot of you may think is wrong because Newt should be in the back. Typically, that's the case. He should be in the furthest back spot, so he's most likely to place his decreased turn meter from that A1 skill. But in this team, Lamasu's going to target based on, 1, the amount of debuffs. So whoever has the most debuffs, that's who she's going to reset. She seems to prioritize the cleanse over the actual reset. But after that, I think it's going to be, if you have intercept, she's going to go to the next person in the team order. Though I've seen her reapply to a champion with intercept before, so I'm not certain if that's the case. But what I have noticed is it's 1, whoever has the most debuffs gets the cleanse, and then number 2, team order. So we have Longbeard with number 1 priority to be reset, Teox number 2, Newt number 3, and then Alaz number 4. So Alaz is the only champion in this team who, if he is reset, doesn't really bring anything beneficial. We have the reset happening after we've already taken a turn versus the Fire Knight anyways. The Fire Knight does a hit. We're doing our first turns. Alaz doesn't need a reset at that point. We need a ally attack of some kind doing the reset as soon as possible again. So in this setup, we have Longbeard going after the Fire Knight's first hit. We have Newt and Teox both going after the Fire Knight's first hit, and then Lamasu is resetting Longbeard to just go again. So one ally attack into another ally attack, and then Teox basically helping Newt keep the Fire Knight's turn meter controlled the entire rest of the match. Now, with that said, this team may not be accessible for you, but this is not the only option you have. If Lamasu is working somewhat like Kymar, that would mean maybe now you're able to run 2 ally attack champions, Lamasu resetting one of the ally attack champions, basically giving you 3 ally attacks, and then you have a Newt plus a wave clear champion. You could run a speed team like this. That team may be perfect for you. Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if that was a team out there, because if you have her in the lead spot and 2 ally attack champions before the Fire Knight even gets a turn, that should put you in a position where it's always just going to go to the first person after Lamasu if she's in the lead, or the first person in the team order if she's later in the back or whatever. So that's something to consider. Actually, having Padrig plus Longbeard, Lamasu towards the back, unless you need 4 ally attacks, of course. If you need 4, then a champion like Kymar is just going to be better for you. But if you're okay with 3, this may work fine. And it may be something you can do, because she's also going to bring that decreased speed. Remember that. So if you have the ally attacks going through, you don't have to worry so much about Kymar, resetting both the ally attack champions to get more through, because she's going to bring that decreased speed, which most Fire Knight speed teams don't bring a champion with decreased speed. They just can't afford it. But in this case, you're going to be able to, which is actually really interesting. Also, just got my best time at 2 minutes and 5 seconds, which is very cool. So what I was talking about before on the teams in the optimizer, these are the teams that I'm seeing. So we have the team I'm running right now, which there was some fails. If Lamasu misses the decreased speed, it can fail. But the other team was this one, and then the last team was this one at the bottom, which I'm kind of surprised there's not more showing up, to be honest. But there's no filters. It's just these 2 plus this Lamasu team, which I honestly think is pretty awesome. Now, when it comes to the speeds you need for these champions, you're going to need the correct accuracy and speed. So the speed we're looking at is 250. We need Alaz and Lamasu both going faster than this. And then we need Newt, Teox, and Longbeard all going slower than this. If you're going to run Lamasu in the lead, then you're basically going to say, okay, we need 249 just for a little bit of safety, minus 24 speed from her speed aura. So 225 is going to be the max for these 3 champions, which is pretty slow. However, you can always drop Lamasu from the lead, throw a different champion in there. That's a champion who's going to be targeted by her reset, most likely, in most situations. Then we need to look at the boss's resistance. We're going to need 345 accuracy to place debuffs through the boss's resistance. So when we look at the team presets and their stats, Lamasu, 315 speed, 364 accuracy. This is with the Fire Knight bonuses included. Round 1, round 2, round 3. We have Longbeard, 220 speed, so slow enough to go after the boss. Doesn't really need accuracy. You could build it if you wanted. This is round 1, round 2, round 3. Teox, also quite slow. You could make him faster, move Lamasu out of the lead. You're going to be okay. Round 1, round 2, round 3. We're only using his A1 to help control the turn meter even more. Newt, round 1, round 2, round 3. Do not put a preset on the Blessed Bash. Newt's AI has been fixed so that he will always use the A3 when the Fire Knight shield is down. I have him set to open with his A1 ability because the Fire Knight shield will be down on that first turn he gets. I just don't want him to use the A3 yet. And then Alaz is round 1, round 2, round 3. So these are the champions presets. As far as the champion builds go, he's in Stone Skin. Eventually, he wants to get in Stone Skin plus Savage for the arena, but for now, he's just in Stone Skin. Teox is in Lethal plus Cruel. We have Newt in Perception plus Merciless. Nothing super special there. Obviously, 6-piece Merciless would be the best thing to run. Lamasu is in a Provoke set, and Longbeard is in just some random pieces of gear. So let's do this run one more time to showcase how this is working. If you want to swap champions in here, guys, I really think Lamasu opens up so much potential for swapping champions. I mean, like I said, you could go, if you had 2 ally attacks, Lamasu, Newt. So you have 2 ally attacks, Lamasu, Newt. That's 4 champions, so you need 1 more champion. That would be, right off the bat, it'd be 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 attacks just based on those 4 champs. So if you had 3 ally attacks, that'd be 14 hits of the shield. So then you basically just need what? 7 more, basically. 7 more hits from somebody from all those extra hits to finish this off. I mean, that could be, I'm trying to think of who else it could be. It could be another Newt, potentially. It'd be 9 hits and some turn meter reduction there as well. Lamasu is going to be doing her A2 to reduce the speed, hopefully as soon as the shield comes down also. So the Newt's going to do even more turn meter reduction. It could be various different champions. The reason why I said 3 ally attacks is because Lamasu is going to be resetting one of the ally attack champions. If you had champions like Padrig plus anybody else, really, he's going to bring an increased speed as well. You could even have him going fast enough to where he does the ally attack, then does the increased speed. Lamasu resets him. So you have the turn meter boost there as well. Basically, there's a lot of potential for go first teams here as well, go fast teams, and they're going to work out fantastic also. Here, Teox is bringing Newt in, and this makes for a very easy go second team that should be very consistent, but the possibilities in a go first team are actually endless as well. Well, not endless. They are limited based on who you have as an ally attack champion, but I'm thinking that you swap some of these champions, you're going to be okay. I mean, this Teox spot, whoever can do maybe a Razovar. Razovar could do really good. He's not going to bring any, actually he'll bring an increased attack or increased speed. He hits really hard on the A1 ability. Gwendolyn could possibly do it, multi-hitter on the A1 skill. I'm trying to think of other champions who hit really hard. Mikage could be really good, bringing in like a Genzin or something. Bringing in a Shadowkin champion could be very powerful. You want a champion who can help with the wave clear. Thor could also be a potential champion. He's going to do 2 hits each time. You could throw in Phantom Touch for even more chances at the shield being broken early. I mean, if you have a 4-star, 5-star, even a 6-star Phantom Touch, it's going to make the shield get broken even quicker. So while this team is the one that I'm showcasing, the main thing is Lamasu seems to be targeting based on the amount of debuffs. Then by the team order, the intercept stacks don't really seem to matter that much, and they won't matter the first reset anyways. So debuffs and then team order. If you have a way of preventing debuffs from going through, it should just be based on the team order. Now, you do need to check your runs because maybe it's based on the turn meter if they're so far apart. Honestly, there's so many variables that it could be, but I think it's safe to assume, based on all the runs that I've done and the testing that I've done, that at least this setup seems to be working based on the champion with the most debuffs and then the team order. So best of luck, guys, building this team. I'm pretty proud of this, pretty excited to share this with you guys as well. If we go to other ally attack champions he has, he could definitely use some of these other champions. Yincessa could possibly fit. She does bring a similar ability to Teox. And of course, if you're going to use this team, make sure your Teox is, make sure your Newt is the highest crit damage champion in the team. Like, nobody else should be anyways, but just make sure he's the highest crit damage. If not, he's not going to be the one joining the attack. You got to make sure he is the highest. Alaz is the only other person who could be competing with him, but as long as Newt's good, then Newt's good, right? So guys, best of luck. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know if you have any interesting teams with Lamasu in them. I'd love to hear about them. But like I said, this is the only team currently in the Hell Haze Optimizer with a decent runtime, 100% success. It's not actually that accurate because there will be fails if she misses the decreased speed, but it's a much better time than these two, and uses the free champion Lamasu with some other options you can definitely swap around. So guys, best of luck again. Thank you all very much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.